Okay, so this is my first attempt at 20.2. My strategy coming into this, or to all these open workouts this year, is a little bit different to normal. I'm actually trying to really push hard from the start, because I know I'm going to be doing all these workouts twice at least. So my plan was to do the toes to bar unbroken for as long as I can, and then break it up when I need to. So through the whole workout, I did the thrusters unbroken. I tripped up 2 or 3 times on the double unders. I was pretty happy with my double unders this time around. I was pretty consistent. But as you'll see, as I get into probably around 8 and 9, that's when I start to break up the toes to bar. And it's not due to muscular fatigue, it's due to just my heart rate is pretty high and I'm trying to catch my breath, and it's the only sort of place that I can actually catch my breath, because the double unders heart rate doesn't increase, but it stays about the same. Not quite at the point where I can use the double unders as recovery as yet, so we'll see how I go, what the double unders look like. They felt pretty consistent throughout the whole workout. Pacing wise, it was about 40 seconds I think on the first one. Yeah, about 45 on the second one. The other thing there's a couple of things that I've got to clean up for the next attempt. First one being transitions. There is a lot of transitions, so just keeping them a little bit more crisp, especially coming off the double unders. I felt I wasted quite a bit of time there. Didn't chalk up that many times, and when I did, it was more to get rest rather than actually needing chalk. Transition from toes to bar to the double unders was pretty good for most of the rounds, as you'll see. Yeah, so nice and consistent on those double unders. So here's where I sort of stuff around a little bit with the rope. Just got to put it down and get into it. So it was round 3, so 17:24. The thrusters throughout the workout actually felt comfortable the whole way through. They were never to the point where I was thinking that I had to break them up or do anything other than 4 reps with them, so I was pretty happy with that. Again, when I do end up breaking the toes to bar, it's purely for a conditioning point of view rather than a muscular fatigue. They're still looking pretty good on those double unders. Looking smooth. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Again, wasting time between rounds. So still under the minute per round. So going into this, like without really thinking about it, my goal was to get 20 rounds. Didn't quite achieve that on this round. Definitely capable of doing 18. 20 is probably a little bit of a stretch for me, but I think I might be able to do it, but I know I could definitely get 18 rounds for sure. So we'll keep watching and see how many rounds I get on this one. So it's starting to take a little bit longer on the breaks there. So when I do my second attempt, I will be breaking up the toes to bar from the start. Again, just to try and keep that heart rate down a little bit. Also, I'm going to be slowing down the first 5 rounds. I want to almost do like an EMOM for the first 5 rounds at least, and then 5 rounds, probably 10 rounds to be honest. just to try and calm the heart rate a little bit, because I find that, and that's the same as 20.1, I had to come up with a strategy to keep the heart rate down a lot earlier in the workout. And it was the same thing this time. But again, going into that was my plan, to really push the pace to see what I'm capable of, so that way when I'm watching it, I can come up with a better strategy and get more reps in that second attempt. So again, this is round number 6, I believe, and the double unders are still looking pretty smooth. Yep, so completed 6. Still stuffing around with the rope there. Just got to drop it and forget about it. So here's probably where I start to take a little bit longer between movements, so the transitions start to increase in time. So here, so at the start I was walking backwards, now I'm turning around, so wasting a little bit more time, staring at the bar. Just got to get on it and move. So still doing unbroken reps here, going into round, well, this is round 7. So up until this point my double unders have been smooth, unbroken, no stuff ups. So still looking pretty good. Starting to breathe a little bit heavier through the double unders as well. Yeah, completed 7. So I think this round is where I decide to break up the toaster bar. So this one or the next one. Yeah, definitely breathing heavier here. Just making excuses not to pick up the dumbbells. And that's the thing, like, even though I was breathing pretty heavy, I can always do 4 reps. Like, at no point did I feel like I wasn't able to do the 4 reps thrusters. Yeah, so I'll break those up. So this is where I start doing 3 and 3. Again, and the reason I broke these up was just to have that little extra rest. Just because of the muscular fatigue. So now my body language is, really starting to tell that I'm breathing heavy and really fatiguing. Definitely big breaths on those double unders. Eight rounds down, so what's that? Just still keeping the minute pace there, or under the minute pace. But I think that was the last round that I managed to do that. Starts to jump out. So we'll see what the split is after this one. So started at 12. Yeah, that's 3. So even my rest between the toaster bar starts to lengthen out. So I went from doing unbroken to a 2 sets. And the first round was pretty good transition, but the second set was quite lengthy in time. So it's 50 seconds there. There's 1 minute. So a minute 5 that took. So I went from a 55-second round to a minute 5, so 10-second difference in the space of 1 round. So I'm not even halfway yet. So I definitely need to slow my rounds down from the start. Probably thinking for the first 5 rounds, looking at about 55 seconds as opposed to 40 or 45 seconds. Try and maintain that for the first 5 rounds, and then maybe 1 minute from then on in, and try and hold on to that minute for as long as I can. So that was a quicker transition. There was no chalking. Again, the only reason when I chalk, it's generally because I just need to rest. So longer transition or longer rest period there. Stuff up. That was my first stuff up. So round number 9, I think. And that was just due to fatigue. Not coordinating my feet and hands properly. Yeah, so that's 10 rounds. So that was a longer one again. So blew out there. So this is where from round number 9 or round number 8 is where I start to have issues blowing out. So just confirms to me that I definitely got to slow down those first 5 to 10 rounds, definitely. So I got more gas in the second half of this workout. And I definitely knew during the workout that I was in trouble, but again, that was my strategy to really put myself in that hole, just to see what I'm capable of, because I'm doing all these workouts 2 times. Allow me to test a few different things, and really pinpoint my weaknesses for this year, so I can really start attacking those. Even though I've got a pretty good idea, it's always good to see and have data on all this type of stuff as well. So yeah, so the body language there is getting rather sloppy, leaning over. Double unders looking still pretty good. Definitely still breathing heavy. I suppose once I start breathing heavy, there's no movement to rest on or anything like that, other than just resting. Definitely got to clean up those transitions from the double unders to the thrusters. It's heaps of time going past, and now just again making excuses not to pick up those dumbbells. But they're still looking good. Got that pop out of the bottom there, driving the dumbbells up off the shoulders. I will be using slightly different technique when I do it again as well, so that way I don't have to play around with the dumbbells as much, which will cut down on transition time and rest time as well. So I'm going to be having the dumbbells between the legs, so the dumbbells are together, legs wider apart, and then sort of swing through like a kettlebell swing up onto the shoulders. I was able to watch a few people go through today, picked up a couple things that I can do better, and then obviously watching this now, seeing how much time's wasted, which was always going to happen, but you obviously want to cut down as much as you can on that. I'm pretty happy with my double unders and how they look. Over the past couple of months I've been really trying to work on that, so spiking the heart rate and doing sets of double unders just to get better at double unders with a higher heart rate, because doing double unders fresh is completely different to doing it whilst under cardio distress. So again, taking quite a bit of time. Going into that, so my thrusters are looking pretty much the same as the start, which is good to note. Again, walking around, taking my time, hands on knees, first time, 6 minutes to go. I'm pretty surprised with that actually. Normally I'm hands on knees a little bit earlier, so happy with that. So 3. So now I adopt this walking around technique to give myself a little bit longer rest. I always try and time my rest, whether it's sort of steps away and back from the bar or barbell or whatever it is, or usually breaths, just depends on how heavy I'm breathing. So again, hands on knees, you'll be probably seeing that a lot from now on. So there's my second trip on the double unders. Still looking pretty good. Not too bad. Not a lot of movement as well, so that's round 13, 5 minutes to go. So again, those transitions, hands on knees. It's funny how leaning over makes you think that it's helping. It really doesn't. So again, still getting that pop out of the bottom of the squat there. Dumbbells pop off the shoulders. Looking strong. Happy with that, to be honest. I didn't think that I would have a problem going into, or when I first seen the workout with the thrusters. I always feel pretty comfortable with dumbbell thrusters, just dumbbell work in general, most of the time. So still sticking with the 3 and 3. Definitely resting a lot longer now. So it's walking around and resting, whereas I was wanting to just sort of walk around and then go straight back up on the bar. Taking my time to pick up the rope. So definitely, this is time that I could make up on the next attempt, for sure. So note to self, transition from double unders to thrusters. Don't muck around with the rope, and then from the toes to bar to the rope. Again, just pick it up, stand up tall. Starting to get a little bit dramatic now. Starting to breathe a lot heavier as well. These last 3 minutes were quite tough, so alright, so we've got 3 minutes to go. So here's where I should be putting hands on the bar and doing, at least any type of rep, whether it's, threes, twos, or singles, especially in the last 3 minutes. Don't want to be resting as long as I am. Okay, so the toes, like I said, the toes bar felt good the whole way. I didn't feel that, like, I know I went to 3 and 3, but again that was more heart rate, but it still felt like I could do toes to bar the whole time. Good trip. So that was number 3. Slight rest. Looking at the clock, 2 minutes to go. Not bad, so that was around 15. So here's I should be still attacking, picking up the dumbbells, going for those reps. At this point, it's obviously the less rest you can have, the better. Even if they're singles, don't let your ego, get in the way and think you got to do everything unbroken. You've got to do as many reps as you can. I think I do 2s, yeah. So this is on the last set here. Doing 2s, a little bit longer rest than I would like. So I should be jumping straight back up, not putting hands on the knees, especially with 60 seconds to go. Let's see how these double unders go. Transition. Still smooth, looking alright. Trip up on number 4. $30, 16 rounds. Hands on knees again. So these are extra reps that I could be getting, so definitely be taking note of all that for my second attempt. So still looking strong on those thrusters as well. Alright, and last set of toes to bar. How many do we get? 1, 2, 3 and no rep. So 16 rounds, 3 toes to bar. Alright, till next WOD.